Welcome back, Baku Crew. It's BakuBrad96, and I will be doing the commentary for the Rarity Series, just like my last Bakugan Pro gameplay series. So without further ado, I will go ahead and get straight to it. Just like before, the dice will represent the energy played. Obviously, this is turn 1, we both do play an energy. My opponent is going to start off with Geoforged Dragonoid. I'm going to start the game with Demork Ultra. Here is the first roll coming up. And Demork Ultra stands. The Geoforged Dragonoid sponged a little too hard, went completely over the hide matrix, and almost back around. But it did not open, and Demork is going to take the victory here. I did land on a blue shield, got the 650, but it doesn't matter, so 4 damage is going to go through here from Demork. And Darkus will take the first blood of the game, if you will. Now getting straight into the next game, I'm going to go ahead and slide that Bakugan out of the way, just to make things easier for rolling. Turn 2, we're both going to play a second energy card. This time I am rolling Crystallian, my opponent, with Diamond Platinum Dragonoid. Getting ready for the roll, and there we go. An excellent spin shoot for Crystallian, and my opponent does the same with Diamond Dragonoid. We both stand. I pick up a Green Fist at plus 150 B power and plus 2 damage. My opponent is actually going to pick up the exact same core. My opponent has 500 base B power, I have 600 base B power. So right here, they have 650 B power, and my Crystallian has 750. I'm in the lead. My opponent is going to play a quick fire here, so they're going to make a Pyrus attack for 1, and then they get to reroll their Bakugan. And they take lightning right off the top of the deck, which, if you're going to attack for 1, what a great card to hit, right? Right there, I was just explaining to my opponent to get that extra boost, they needed a Helix, not just the Green Fist, but that quick fire, I guess, is just going to be an attempt to try to get, a different core. Honestly, next, if my opponent picks up any core on the field, I do lose, since I'm only 100 over my opponent. They do hit another Green Fist, so that's okay. That is literally the only core they could have got where I still win. Well, that reroll was useless here. Oh, wait. That's right, I almost forgot. So, on the reroll effects, my opponent and I weren't sure if you had to put the Baku core back when you play a reroll card. So for this game, being entertainment purposes and just for fun, I went ahead and let my opponent keep the Baku core. Let me know in the comments down below, if you don't mind. Do you keep the Baku core on rerolls, or do you have to put the Baku core back on a reroll, just like if you had lost the brawl? Just a few little irons I need to iron out of the TCG gameplay, I know. Gotta get all the rules right. Not quite 100% there yet, but hey, at least these are just for fun. While I was talking though, I did play a Shadow Slicer there, giving me 400 B power, which is why I won the brawl. Right there you saw my opponent take the damage, but they stopped it with a Swift Flame. Those flip cards definitely putting in the work, like always, in my gameplay matches. Speaking of gameplay matches though, this time around, this gameplay series is going to be a little bit different. The games will be best 2 out of 3, so you can expect another Darkus vs. Pyrus coming up, probably in the next few days. Moving on to turn 3, we are both going to drop an energy. Seems pretty normal. I am on the Elemental Platinum Nilius now. My opponent is on the Elemental Dragonoid from Geogun Rising, the Ultra. We're both going to do a little spin shoot, and we're both going to nail the core. So I do stand. my opponent grabs a green fist but doesn't hold on to it, so it does flip. Luckily though, you know, that is the Geogun Rising Dragonoid Ultra. That's 1000 B power just sitting there without a core or anything. Nilius, 700 base B power, picked up a 150 green fist, so 850 B power is not going to get me anywhere on turn 3. I don't have anything to play. My opponent here is going to play a Song of Fire for plus 5 energy. Little premature Song of Fire going off right here, but my opponent uses it well with a Nuclear Pummel, giving plus 10 damage. It is going to be, I do believe, 12 damage, but don't quote me on that because my camera sucks and I can't see Dragonoid Ultra's damage, nor do I remember it. So I'm just going to take a big wad of damage here, assuming it's 12. Count along with me. We'll make it a Sesame Street thing, I don't know. But wrapping that up, I lost. A little salty about that. If I had that win in, it would have been a team attack. But I guess it wouldn't be very fun if I just sat here and demolished my opponent in like 2 minutes. I know I am late recording this video, and it's because editing it took a little longer than expected. A few technical difficulties here and there. But hopefully you all don't mind the late upload. Going along for turn 4 now. We are both playing that energy. This game is really heated. So right there I just showed off that I did have 2 Bakugan open. So this roll is for the team attack once again, at least for me. And it was another perfect stand by both of us. My opponent on a Flame Fist, I am on the Helix. The Helix is going to give plus 300, so right here I have a base 1000. My opponent's got 900 with 250, so they have 1150. Just waiting for cards to play. Here we go. Dropping a Monstrous Surge, that's 4 energy for 800 B power. And I could do my little combo here. Don't know if I'm going to pull it off because I don't remember. Yep, there it is. So there is the Darkest Night being revealed off the Monstrous Surge to give plus 4 damage. But then the Darkest Night gives you 2 once revealed. So all in all here, I am going to get 800 B power and 6 damage. Plus the Helix, that's going to be a total of 1100 B power and 9 damage. Boosted onto Nilius, like that's Nilius, but that's just the boosts I'm getting. 800 B power from Monstrous Surge, then 300 from the Helix, 4 damage from Monstrous Surge, and then 2 from Darkest Night. But all of that is in vain, because my opponent does flip a Burning Cloud. Now, before I get destroyed in the comments, yes, this would have been the team attack, but I completely fibbed on it. I forgot it was the third Bakugan to open. It doesn't matter though, my opponent had that Burning Cloud, so they were going to stop my attack no matter what, and make a Pyrus Bakugan attack me for 2. There my opponent is just nice and putting the card out for me, just to show all of you what was going on there. Because that was a little confusing, I know. It's a good thing I go back and I do commentary. Otherwise, everyone would be at a loss at what's going on in the games. But I do try to make these as enjoyable as possible. I know listening to me talking can't be that great, but it is a chance to get to know me, I suppose, because what else is there to do but talk and explain awesome Bakugan gameplay. And other stuff. Speaking of other stuff though, while the field gets fixed up for the next round, I do want to let everyone know I do have videos coming up. I have unboxings, of course, the rest of the Rarity series. Everything's just a little behind schedule, but it is coming. I do have the raffle giveaway videos to do. It is the 6th after all, so those will be either uploaded later on today, which hopefully, as of recording, this video should be uploaded on the 6th. But if not, you can expect all my other videos to be uploaded on the 7th. Again, I am just a little bit behind schedule. But back to this video, we are on turn 5. We both play an energy. There you both saw a spin shoot. My opponent misses with the Platinum Diamond Dragonoid, and I'm going to land it with DeMark. Once again on a Magic Shield with plus 650 B power, putting me at 1350 right here. DeMark has 700 base. There my opponent flips a Constrictor, but that's not going to do anything. So they are going to be taking the full 4 damage. Can always count on my DeMark, at least I can in this game. I had no problems out of this elemental team. As you can all see, I've stood them very well. Probably the best team I've made as far as rolling goes. Even my opponent is rolling and standing the Bakugan better. See, I told you, Baku crew, gameplay will improve. I guess the first tournament, we were all just a little rusty. My opponent and I. We're getting better. Next turn, this is going to be turn 6. We are both dropping an energy, as shown on the dice, of course. Here's the roll. Everyone sees what we're rolling. I won't continue to say it, but there was Crystallian. Once again, a stand. Just a little friendly tip. Crystallians, like all of them, roll really good if you spin shoot them, because their magnet stays on the bottom, and if they just glides over the hide matrix, pops every single time. I have video evidence. This time, however, it doesn't matter if I do stand. My opponent has a Titan King, and they are going to drop it on a Magic Shield. So this is like an absurd amount of B power, because I think Titan King's at like 2300 B power by itself, or 24, one of those. But anyway, with a Magic Shield of plus 650, I can expect quite a lot of B power out of that. I am going to fight back with a Diamond Mantra Pod. So it's Geogon versus Geogon in this round. Just going to close up Crystallian really quick. Bakugan rolling, Bakugan rolling. And you'll all be happy to know, here's the card length above the hide matrix. Keeping it official, keeping those rulings as right as possible. But landing on a Green Fist at plus 150 B power, I don't think that's going to get me where I need to go. And I might just lose this one, and I do. So, a waste of a use of a Geogon, I suppose. Probably should have just took the damage and then held off. Probably waited and might have used that Geogon on the next turn. Things could have been different, but here I am going to be taking an absurd amount of damage. If it wasn't for that Darkus Snare flip card. Glad I put that in the deck, because that is going to stop a Bakugan holding a Magic Shield. That could have been bad. Just adjusting the hide matrix here for the next round. Do have a little trap hole in the center there. Sometimes I wish they would stop moving. Stay. Stay, Baku Core. Okay. There we go. Now then, going into turn 7 here. Well, should be, yes. We are both going to be playing an energy. Oh, excuse me, I misspoke. So here, turn 7, my opponent's going to play an energy. I'm not going to play one. Before the roll, my opponent is going to play a Sifting Ashes. So for 1 energy, they are going to draw 2 and then discard 2. I think it was really funny. I don't know if this will show on camera, but my opponent actually only had 2 cards in hand after playing the Sifting Ash. Or they had no cards in hand. I don't know. Yeah, they had no cards in hand, because when it worked out and they drew 2, they had to discard the 2. So right now my opponent has no cards in hand, which is really good. You know, I should win this one, you would think. But stay tuned and find out. There was the roll. We both stood once again. It is that Dragonoid Ultra from Geogun Rising, though, so not much to do against it. I'm looking at 1150 B power, and I only have 850. I do drop a Shadow Dogs here to try to reroll my Bakugan, get an extra 400 B power. There's not a lot to do against Dragonoid Ultra. You know, 1000 B power is just a lot in a base game. And, well, I just don't have a lot of cards out of this. But here is me going for that reroll off of Shadow Dogs. And, I've been opening all game except for when it matters here. So, I missed that roll. And I'm going to be taking the damage off this attack. Luckily, Crescent Darkus Nullifier is going to block the Pyrus. I'm very glad I added the faction-based flip cards into these decks, at least for this series. But, like I had mentioned before in the actual deck list for these two decks, before round 2 or game 2 between this match, or these two decks, sorry, I misspoke there, a little confusing, I might edit them up a little bit, change things around, fix each deck's weakness, almost like implementing a sideboard in between games, but I'm not sure yet. There is the next roll. This is going to be turn 8. Neither one of us are going to play an energy. Geoforge Dragonoid against Crystallian. Geoforge picked up a Flaming Fist, so that's going to be at 1150 now. Crystallian back on the 150, so 750. I'm going to play a Cycling Madness. This is going to let me draw a card, my opponent's going to discard a card, and that gets put on the bottom of my deck. Just trying to draw an answer. That is the card my opponent discards, so at least I made them discard a really good card. I didn't want to deal with that Might of Syndius later on in the game. This game is already very close, but I'm going to lose the brawl either way. Cycling Madness failed to find an answer. And now, once again, it's going to be quite a bit of damage coming through. This might even be for game here. Oh, no, going to play a Body Crusher. 1 energy is going to take 4 of that damage away, and I am going to get to scan. I am prolonging death. Darkus is hanging in there. Huzzah. Now, moving along into the next round. I was very happy with both the Pyrus and Darkus deck in this game, because both, I felt both competed, I guess, or performed very well. At least better than the last few decks. This time, I do believe this is turn 9 now. I do play an energy, my opponent doesn't, so we both have 7. We both like the spin shoot, so here we go again. And Nelius blocks it, or more hits the Diamond Dragonoid off the thing, and then lands. So, here I have 850 B power with 4 damage. Just waiting. My opponent's not going to play anything. I am going to play a Trailing Dragon. That's going to give me +4, so that is 8 damage here. My opponent is lucky. They flip a Pyrus Dominance. That's going to stop my attack and destroy one of my energy cards. I kind of flashed it on camera right there just to show. But that has been 2 of my attacks now. Bigger attacks that have been just completely shut down. Oh no, flip cards just... I still think I should make a deck of nothing but flip cards. I just can't yet because I don't have enough, but they seem to do a lot of the work in my games. Next round, this is going to be turn 9. Again, I think it's turn 9. I could be confused somewhere along the line. My commentaries are always so random. But there, my opponent is going to play the Diamond Dragonoid Ultra Evo card. Because that Dragonoid that's winning the whole time needed to be stronger. I don't know. But here we go. My opponent is going to land it, and I just flat out miss. Haven't missed the whole game, but Crystallian just chokes on the last roll there. I don't have anything to play, and that is going to be for game. Here is the final damage taken. 1 and 2. So yeah, nothing to stop it. So Pyrus is going to end up taking game 1. Like I said, this time around the matches will be best 2 out of 3. So Darkus will get a chance at redemption, or it'll just be flat out crushed right at the beginning. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to drop a like and subscribe to the channel if you aren't already. Stay safe, and remember, Bakugan, brawl.